Hello everyone and welcome to episode 62 of the Daft Detectorist. I'm Jerry.
Steady Eddie.
And today we're back pretty much where it all began for us as a double act.
Yep.
Is this the first field you ever did?
Very first field I ever did.
We'll give the viewers a wee gander, will we? Yes, we went to, that just looks stunning.
Look at those 2 foot deep puddles.
I know. That's just the entrance. I went in to do... Sorry, turn my camera off. I went in... Wait, we need to get you in more ready. There we go. So I went in...
wide lens.
So I went in there to have a wee recce, didn't I?
Yes.
I nearly slipped.
Yep.
It's definitely a wellies day. Now, I've got an apology to make to you before we make that go out.
Me?
Well, I'll not be as long because I know I talk too much sometimes. Yes. Now, I did not pick up the fact that the 2 coins I found back to back were 1939 and 1945 until I was editing the video, and I went, I should really make a video then I was saying that, but I didn't because I was lazy. And then Eddie sent me a vociferous, is that a word?
No, it is, but it's not
that
what I'm looking for.
What? A vicious
Vicious
message saying, you idiot, how could you not have picked up the 1939 to 1945 reference? And somebody's actually put it in the comments as well. And it's true, because literally side by side I found the 1939 George VI halfpenny, ship's halfpenny, and then the 1945 was obviously, for people that have half an education, know that was from the start of World War II to the end. So apologies, that would have been great content.
Wouldn't it?
Now I just look stupid, which is
well,
better
that's
content.
great content as well. Yeah.
And one wee more thing I want to say, it's really important to me anyway, and one of the reasons why I do this, we've always been looking for dates on coins that mean something to us. And if you remember the big Elizabeth that I found the other day, 1962, it was the big penny. And my mate came round the other day who unfortunately lost his wife a couple of years ago to MS. And I was like, what was the date of birth? And he's like, 1962. It's like, wow, so I've just picked up this penny. It was sat right beside us in my kitchen. I says, well, there you go, you can keep this. And do you know what? You just saw how it hit me, got really emotional. And it's lovely. So that's what I'm going to do, look through all my coins for the dates first, because they might be junk to other people, but just those 4 numbers mean so much to someone.
Well, 68, sorry, I beg your pardon, 28 was my mother, which we got 29 my father, and I was 61, so you just missed me with that one.
Oh, so 61 for Eddie. Right,
but
okay.
I don't really take that to be antique.
Not quite. No, you're
not quite.
Well, you could. Antiques are very valuable, Eddie, so you could say yeah.
They're nicely recovered.
Nicely recovered. So we're going to go out where it all began. It's a stubble field. It's hot rock territory, which means it's been farmed a lot.
It definitely has. And I found a coin. The first coin I ever found here turned out to be something like from the 1600s. It was a tournoi, which is the French word for turner, or where turner came from. But it was a Louis the 15th or something, so it was a really quite an unusual coin. It was fried to devil. It took me weeks to figure out what it was, but so there is good stuff in this field.
And we're not even a mile away from where you found your hammered, and where I found my half-hammered.
Just the other side of the farm, yeah.
And it's a year to the day that I found my half-hammered coin, but we're not expecting anything today because we're just going to go out and have fun.
How is the half-hammered coin?
Right, okay, I've lost it. I moved house and it wasn't in the tub that it was in, which is weird, and it was wrapped in paper and it was still wrapped and opened and it wasn't there, so I think the ghosts have stolen it.
The gods of metal detecting have taken it back and put it in another field for someone else to find. Or you've lost it.
Lost it.
Yeah.
In many more ways than one. Oh, right, there's the phone going, we better go. We've decided on coming a wee bit further up to see if there was an easier entrance. It wasn't as muddy, but we don't know how we're getting back out. Hope there's a turning point somewhere.
Well, we could probably sit here. I think that grass is probably okay.
Okay. You heard it here first?
Huh?
This is, they heard it here first?
Yeah, the famous last words. I think that grass will take the weight.
Look at that view though, people.
That's pretty gorgeous. Well, here's the first. Daft Detectorist has a first dig, and so do I. Now it's 84, but it's showing very deep, which is quite unusual. Never actually seen that before. So I don't know what to expect here. The pinpoint signal from the detector suggested it was maybe a bit of a bigger target, so it may be just something quite big that's down deep, but it's an 84 constant all the way around, so who knows.
As I often say, excuse the wind, steady Eddie's behind me, I'm in front of me, in front of him. I've just got my first hole, he's got his first hole side by side, he's still digging his now. My first dig today is a 20 pence piece, so anyone that's not from Scotland or the UK, that's 20 pence. You would get 5 20 pences in a pound. There we go. Alright, and it's from, what date have we got? 1997 up the top there, if you can see it. Terrible camera work. 20 pence, Queen Elizabeth, 1997, so I would have been 14, giving away my age. How are you getting on, Eddie? Halfway to the centre of the earth. Good. I just found 20 pence. Excuse me.
And the first find was what's called in the trade a moo tube, which was used to give the livestock antibiotics. Next.
It's a bit of a howling wind. It was meant to have died down, that's why we came out at this time. So, sorry for any inconvenience, but I've just found myself a lovely wee buckle. I'd imagine that was for some kind of strap, and I'd imagine for a horse working in the farm a good few years ago. There we are. You can, obviously, if I can get my right, you can see how raised it is at the back, and listen to that wind, and then the strap would go through there, so that would be the reason it's raised. Look at me there. The wind will die down as the video goes on. Eddie's got a mic, so I don't think he's got that problem. But there we are, a lovely sign of life. Good buckle, good condition. I think that would have been, there's no patina there, so I don't think that would have been a brass buckle. Or would it have been? I don't know. So tractors took over from the horses. The horses used to pull the ploughs on the farm, so I'd imagine that's for one of the horse straps somewhere on the saddle or around that. Or it could be for something totally different. Answers on a postcard. There's, look at Eddie, look at that for a shot. There he is, sweeping away. Oh, that better be the gold. I've not been back here in a while, and I forgot just how tough a dig it is here. It's so sticky, and it's, wait, look how this hole is that I've done there, right? It's probably the deepest hole I've had to dig, and it was right in the centre at the bottom, and this clod that I've just pulled out here. And if we look closely, I'm not going to get my hopes up, but the patina's lovely. This looks like the nubbin of some kind of brooch, and it was very, very deep. What do we think? It's just going to be some kind of washer probably. Hopefully not, because the colouring of it and this here. But it's probably just going to end up being junk, but I'm going to give this a wee clean and get back to you. I'm opposite the field that I found my Bronze Age axe head, and it's just the depth of this that's making me think. But I could be wrong. This might be junk. Bear with me, let's build the suspense. Most of you are probably going, that's junk, so there's no suspense, but for me, but build it for me, right? Well, after cleaning it, I'm still no further ahead in what I think it might be, but going by the depth of that, now I've just found a buckle, which is about 150, 200 years old possibly, and it was only a few inches deep. This was about 1.5 feet. That's terrible lighting. Hold on. So there we go. I mean, the colouring, it's just on obviously this circular pattern going around it, the nubbin, and then here's the back. Obviously I can't clean it all out, I don't want to be too rough with it. It feels solid, it doesn't feel too fragile. I'm just trying to get a better light for you guys, sorry. Yeah. I mean, that is just, what could that be, everyone? Answers on a postcard as always. You look at that patina building up, I don't know if you can see, there's almost there, it's red, as if there was red paint on that. Is this some kind of brooch? Is it Bronze Age? Is it just a bit of junk? Junk or jewels, everyone? Let us know in the comments. let Eddie, steady Eddie see that, but if it's bronze, amazing, and what a nubbin. Interesting, but like I say, could be junk, but there's very much so signs of life, and because I found a Bronze Age accident in the field, pretty much the field adjacent to this, there's got to be more bronze here. I found a Bronze Age accident and what I think was maybe a brooch. There's Eddie making a wee film up there, wonder if he's found something.
Well, as you can probably see from the glistening, this is none too dry around here, but getting a good signal 77 at the dreaded 15 centimetres however, but it is all the way around, so it suggests it is something. However, digging in this kind of soil is never terribly fun. It's very, very clingy, and it tends to be very difficult to remove, so I'll try a plug. Oh, there, I think we're sorted out. Let's see if we can move us at that. Oh, my back. No, we're not going to do it. That one more. Right, okay, I think we'll go with the flow here and go downhill. But as you can see, it's what? There's water splashing everywhere. Not sure that even if we get this out, we'll be able to do anything. Oh, right. That was hard going. Okay, here we go. Well, the good news is it is definitely out. Still a very good signal. Bad news is I have to kneel down in this. We'll give it a try without kneeling down, if my back can take it. If you hear screaming and yelping, I'll get DD to edit it out. Oh, near. There we go. It's a wee something. Let's just check. That was a very, very good signal for something as small. However, let's just pop the... Unfortunately, I don't have me brush. As you possibly saw in the last video, Daft Detector has found it whilst metal detecting, gave it to me, but I can't remember what I did with it. I think it's in the car somewhere. So this looks like a... At the moment it looks like a whale. There you go. But I think it's more likely to be a wee bit of something that's broken off something else, which is, I know is a bit of a technical term, but it'll do. There we are. Oh, yeah, there might be some markings on there, possibly. We'll see when... Oh, there is, yeah. Aye, there is something there, so it may not be junk. I'll pop it in the finds bag.
Found this, well, I thought it was a wee bit of scrap at first, but then if you look, there's some writing there. Is that Morecambe and C&A, C and something? So what I think we've got here is the end of maybe a wee teaspoon or something. But if that's the case, there must be some age to that, because look how it's pretty much falling apart now. So I don't know if that's silver. I don't know if silver can go like that. Anyway, I'll give it a quick wee clean. Nothing spectacular, but it's always nice to find metal with some writing on it. I just went to clean it there and snapped it in half, so I've put it in my pocket. I think it was the end of a wee teaspoon or something. It was Eddie's fault. Well, I didn't. I got a wee bit excited at first. It looked silver when it was coming out, and I thought I had a wee hammered coin, but no, it's lead, and it's raised at the top. It was raised at the top, and I've just dropped it in a big puddle. Now look at that, manky again. Hold on 2 seconds. Nope. Lead token. Nope. What I think is raised here. What I think we have is one of the little smaller musket balls, and it looks like it's hit something really hard and just flattened. The reason I'm thinking is Eddie and myself found some very similar lots of these smaller, and they had little emblems on them, and we found them down Ayr Beach, and then we got a big permission from the council to go and look, so we thought we'd found a token hoard. Turns out it was just little pellets that the army had been using for training for rifles, and they were just hitting in and flattening, and that's what I think we've got there. I think we've flattened musket ball, and if that's the case, Then it's signs of life going back hundreds of years. I like this field. Everything I'm finding seems to have a fair wee bit of age to it. Hopefully that turns out to be bronze. Probably won't be. Not this, the thing I found earlier. But there's got to be bronze out here. There's not. If there's been a Bronze Age settlement or been used during the Bronze Age here, there's going to be more than one axe head. There's going to be other bronze artefacts. So let's hope we can get some today. Steady Eddie's no moved much. I think he's getting plenty of signals. Hopefully. Hopefully.
Okay, back with you again, and I think that whatever it is just here, and there it is, and it appears to be another piece of random metal. It's actually coming back to me now that early in my career, I'm trying to turn away so the wind isn't getting in. We'll see if we can still get some light on the subject. Let me move this up. When I first came out with Jerry in this field, I'm sure we picked up quite a bit of this kind of stuff. It appears to be possibly a hinge or something. Oh, it just broke. And I dropped half of it, so I'm not gonna go searching for the other half. Yeah, it's a little door catch or something you can see there. It's obviously got bent over in the time it's been in the ground and saturated, and it just snapped the moment I tried to lift up a little to get some of the earth out. So anyway, onwards.
Catchphrase, excuse the wind. Just caught up with Steady Eddie and my signal disappeared all of a sudden. It wasn't in the clouds, and then I just had a wee look at my shovel and there it is. Oh Teddy, I nearly fell. There we are, right here. Let's see, I was thinking bag seal straight away, and well, it's got a 0 on it.
Oh, nice one.
Ooh. Don't know what that is actually. I don't think it's a bag seal. Just a wee second, take a bit of good cleaning them.
Oh wow. I'm pretty sure it is a bag seal. Has
it got the
thing at this end that looks like this?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
Nice wee lead bag seals. I'll give that a clean up. See what it looks like. There's some writing on the other side as well.
It's very severe today, but that bag seal is brilliant.
A wee cracker.
It is an absolute
great condition with the 0 on there. And let's see if we can zoom in on this writing, because the lighting is so bad. There we are. Anyone make that out? Excuse the wind, excuse the wind, excuse the wind.
That should be easy enough to get, shouldn't it?
There we are. Lovely stuff. A little lead used to seal the goods, manufactured goods, grain, I'd imagine, in farming, and to make sure that everyone knew where it came from and that it wasn't.
Don't take even a quarter of a step back, you'll fall.
Oh, right. Eddie's detector. Right, Eddie, I'll show you this while I've got you on.
Go on.
This is the thing that I found that's really intrigued me. If I can get it in my pocket. There we go. Sorry for sniffing.
Oh wow!
There we are.
You can mean? Wow! That is excellent.
So it was about 1.5 feet deep. So I don't know if it's bronze, but I'm not sure. It looks maybe a bit too new. Not new, but
yeah, not old enough.
Not
to
old
be,
enough to be bronze, but it could be. You never know. You never know. It seems to.
It's a shield.
It does, aye.
It's a mini shield off a figure or something, possibly.
Could well
be. It looks like it's been attached.
Could well be, but I'm going to think about it.
Why not?
Right, we're going to try and find somewhere less sticky. This has been takes us back to our roots, this, doesn't it?
This is definitely what I remember.
Having to work for our finds today.
Oh yes, and have to work for non-finds as well.
Yeah, but we'll come back to this field when it's drier in the spring.
Because there is a lot of activity.
A lot, and we've only come to the cusp of the hill.
Oh, that's so
Look at that. You alright, Eddie?
Yeah, mud.
I know. Look at my gloves. There's not even any point putting them on. Everyone's just manky. But I love it.
Now that hole there was the most horrible hole I've dug ever. Signal kept disappearing, reappearing, changing position, changing depth, and I almost gave up, but I see something green and something round. So let me move to a position where hopefully you can see that and not get deafened by the wind. No, Siri, thank you. Look at this. Well, it's surely a coin. Nice wee clod, but let me see if I can get my gloves off. Oh, this makes it all worthwhile. Well, almost. That hole was a nightmare. Muddy, squidgy, horrid. Oh, the sun's just going to disappear. Let's see what we can do here. No, oh! Well, it is. Oh, is that a button? No, it's not. Thought that was a nubbin, but it's just a wee lump of dirt. Well, it's a coin. Oh, thrilled to bits. Let me see if I can give it a wee gentle rub with the thumbs, because I don't have me brush. There we are. Okay, well, as I think I've said before about this field and others in South Ayrshire, anything that's not silver or gold is probably going to be pretty fried, and this would certainly appear to be. I really don't think I'm going to get anything from that. However, looking at it, the thinness of it is encouraging. I mean, it's probably, could be Georgian maybe, don't know, but anyway, it's a coin, albeit the smoothest coin in human history. Maybe actually a Victoria, if it's so smooth, as they tend to be very smooth since they were in use for so long. But anyway, we'll dry it off later. Anything of interest, I will let you know, but it's a coin!
Well, a little bit different here at the end of the video. We're usually static at the venue.
Oh, we are static.
At our permit, we're static at the traffic lights. We've had to do a little bit of research. So, with my wee thing that I thought was maybe bronze, we've put in a Google Lens and been doing some research, not just Google Lens, but everything's saying that this is a Roman disc brooch. Not Fedora. That's what Tommy Cooper wrote. Falera. And this was basically the military, the Roman military would use that for many purposes. It could be a horse, part of a horse, what do you call it? Oh! With Eddie's set off. So it was it could be a horse decoration.
Galloped off.
It could be a horse decoration, it could be part of a military brooch, and there was other. I was too excited to read it all. But that's what we generally think, that we've found our first ever Roman, which will be 2,000 years old.
Now, normally at this stage I'd be looking at him the side eye and saying, yeah, here we go, but it's looking very likely that this is just what it is. We can't find anything else that looks similar. It's a very solid metal, it doesn't bend, and you know, it's well decorated, and it was about 1.5 feet deep.
But absolutely over the moon with this, which opens everything up. Now that farm that we're on, Eddie's found a coin nearly 1,000 years old, hammered coin. We found a 4,000-year-old Bronze Age axe head. Eddie's found the Queen Anne. How old was that?
1707.
1707. Musket balls galore. 4,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago. This farm that we haven't done in about a year properly, and we've always done the front end of the farm. This is up the back end, and this is where we found this, and we came off that field because it is so muddy. It was like sticky, it was hard, it was a tough dig.
It was.
So we moved on to the stubble field, found nothing. The wind picked up, we came back to the car, we put this in, and we are over the moon. This is going to get it up just confirmed, but I'm pretty sure that this right here is Roman. Our first ever Roman. Like hen's teeth in Scotland. So we'll do some more research and get back to you. I might do a wee video from the kitchen, but over the moon with that. Yay!
Congratulations!
Cheers, mate! And a buckle and all that. But
and a buckle. And I found a coin.
You got a fried coin.
A fried coin.
But good to get out, and like I said, we worked for that today. That was a tough slog.
It was. There's it's either a killer whale or a map of Australia.
Or a wolf. Or some kind of dog.
And then there's a quarter of Jerry's, what's it called again?
What?
Falera.
Aye.
Maybe I found a quarter of one.
Hey, it could well be.
Nah, I don't think so. And there's me coin.
There's me coin.
There's my coin.
That's actually quite I thought it was a weight, it wasn't. It's because I'm holding the other one in my hand.
Oh,
and there's his son, look. Just
Hi, boy.
Hi,
Hang on.
look. You're on the video now. Wave.
Hello.
This is Steady Eddie Jr.
Oh, hang on, look, there's a car coming.
There we are. So on that note, we're going to say goodbye. I've been Jerry.
And Steady Eddie.
And this has been
The Daft Detectorist.
See ya. So I'm doing a wee bit of research. Finds identified 2 dress fittings and ornaments, and this page here, this is your Roman disc brooches. And if you can see, there's mine, and you can see very similar. And there we go. Look at that, guys. I think it'll be here somewhere, because you can see the gaps are a bit big compared to some of the ones on here around the spirals, but there I think we might have found it. Is it this one here? There we go. Fantastic. I'm absolutely convinced this is part of a Roman brooch, disc brooch, so that would click into the main part of the brooch. I think the decorative part, the one I showed you in the book there, that was lead brooches, and they wouldn't be, this would have been copper alloy. You can see by the colour in the patina, and look at those spots and that patina, how beautiful that colour is. And that's been building up, it's almost like barnacles if you like, that's been building up over 2,000 years. And remember I said in the video previously, when I dug it up, I says it looks like there was a bit of red on there. There is other brooches where the tips are bright red and just silver, copper alloy around there. So I'm waiting for it to be confirmed, but I'm going to bet my silly wee life that there is a 2,000-year-old part of a Roman disc brooch. There we go. I'll need to get that declared. If it is, I've sent it to Treasure Trove for them to have a look too. And there we are. And if it is, that is the oldest nubbin we've ever found here on the Daft Detectorist. A Roman nubbin. A rubbin. On that note, we'll see you all next time on the Daft Detectorist.